When I think of Alex Hormozi, I mainly think about one main thing. And no, it's not the cows, no, it's not the desserts, it's not the gyms, it's not the muscles, it's how to create a no-brainer offer. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, there is in fact an Hormozification of the digital marketing space where everybody has the same offer because they've read, the exact same book, $100 million offer. Now, if you even clicked on that video, it means that you want to know how to create a no-brainer offer just like Alex Hormozi, but I'm going to show you how to do it in a different twist. Some of this stuff might be stuff that you've seen before, but stick around to the end. I'm actually going to share with you some free gifts for you to actually create your no-brainer offer. But just in case you don't know me, before I actually dive in, I'm Greg. I'm the CEO and founder of StuffUp, which is basically a marketplace for appointment setters. So we help agencies, coaches, consultants, to actually hire appointment setters on our marketplace, so we're not your typical placement agency. We're basically a marketplace, and we do it at scale. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. If you're looking for an appointment setter, you can go ahead and book a call down below. But I'm about to go into the video. That's a long take. I'm almost out of breath. So I'm gonna start this video. Let's dive in. Okay, let's go. So basically in this video, I'm going to talk to you about the desire algorithm. This is the first thing that you need in order for you to build a no-brainer offer. If you don't have something that's desirable by your ideal client, it's going to be tough for you to actually make it work. If you're selling, for example, newspaper ads to an e-commerce brand, most likely they're not going to want the service, even though maybe they need it, in order to get more sales, but it's not something that they want. Now, there's an saying in sales that says people buy what they want, not necessarily what they need. So you need to basically sell them, and you need to offer them something that they want and need at the same time. So you need to do both. Now, most people have a service that people need but do not want. That's the first thing that you need to solve when looking at this thing, is you need to make sure that your service is desirable. So obviously there's desire. It needs to be something that they're looking for. But ultimately, once you have a service that's desirable for your ideal client, you need to solve a problem that's literally so annoying that they cannot sleep at night. I mean, that's an exaggeration, but it's basically something that really hurts that they're looking to solve, and that's preventing them from going to the next level in this case. So it needs to be top three. If it's not a top three problem, in this case, it's not enough. Let's say that you're selling, you're selling like an offer on how to cook better food. It's not most likely a top three problem. But if you're selling something on how to get rid of diabetes, for example, that's just an example. I don't know if there's like a solution like this out there, but you're basically selling like something that they need, in order for them to live. Diet versus solve diabetes. Think about it. You need to have some a similar thing and apply that to your specific offer. So yeah, that's the first thing. The desire algorithm. So in order for you to do this, these are the different components that your service needs to have in order for it to really make sense to your ideal client. So number one, it makes money, saves time, it saves money. It's a priority for the company. There's multiple providers. You can provide fast results. There's a clear ROI. It's a fast growing market, all this stuff. So it's going to be down below. You can find this down below and you can go through that. And just make sure that your actual service has these, most of these components. It doesn't need to be all of them, but you need to have most of them in order for your service to really be desirable to your ideal clients. So go through it and yeah. Now, when it comes to building a no-brainer offer, let's start from the start. The first thing that you need to do is to actually look at what are the top selling offers in your space. There are people in your space that are crushing it right now. They're making most of the money. So you need to actually go, on their landing pages. You actually need to go through their sales processes in order for you to figure out, what's the top selling offers and what makes them different. What I want you to do is actually take their front end positioning. When I say take, just put that on a piece of paper or on a Google Doc. And you basically want to analyze what's their front end positioning. Now, if I give you an example of something like this for my old agency that I no longer run, Heiko Marketing, the front end positioning is basically this: a completely done for you direct response marketing solution so you can focus on growing your agency and servicing your clients. You'll receive 90 plus qualified leads in 90 days, guaranteed. Click the button below to talk to our team. That's the front end positioning. I want you to put that on a piece of paper. Then from there, do that for like every top selling offers that are in your industry. You want to be able to know what makes them, and you want to be able to know like, okay, so this offer is successful because of this. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is that we're actually going to try and find what are the gaps in these different offers. Now, taking the example of Acom marketing again, one thing that I did, in order to have like a better positioning, is that I looked at all of the LinkedIn lead generation agencies, and I noticed one thing is that they're basically guaranteeing leads, not necessarily guaranteeing appointments. And the other thing was that they're basically helping people they're generating the conversation, but the person still had to go ahead and actually respond to the message in order for them to book calls. So I decided to basically create an agency that was actually booking calls on a done for you basis, meaning that they didn't have to do anything. And on top of that, they were not getting leads, they were getting actual appointments. The only thing that they had to do was actually focusing on doing what they're good at, which is closing in this case. So I've been able to identify like 2 gaps by basically analyzing what were the top offers in the market. Now, for your offer, you need to do something similar. Look at what are the gaps, what are the things that all these services do not offer that you think that you could deliver on. Of course, if you can't deliver on it, don't put it into your offer, but you need to be able to actually like dissect, other people's offers, look at the gaps, and then from there figure out if you can deliver it. If you can, go ahead and implement that in your offer. Now, the second thing, that's actually the core of the offer. And this is the post research. What you need to have is at that point, you would have figured out what are the problems. You would have done some of the market research as well in order to figure out what are the problems that they're experiencing. If you don't know how to do that, go on Google, Facebook, Yahoo. There's like a lot of resources, go on forums in order to hang out with your ideal clients as well, in order for you to figure out what are the different problems that people are facing. All right, so first thing you need to do is you need to identify what's the main problem that you're solving. As I mentioned, it needs to be a top 3 problem. If it's not a top 3 problem, it might work, but it's not going to work for sure. And I want you to do something where it's going to work for sure. So yeah, so focus on the top 3 problem. From there, you need to identify what's the ideal outcome. So all these 2 things are really pain and pleasure. Pain is what's the problem that they have but no longer want. An ideal outcome is pleasure. What's the one thing that they want but do not have? You need to figure that out in order for your offer to be a no-brainer. From there, you put a time frame in order for them to accomplish the ideal outcome. So typically, this is called the promise. So it might be something like, okay, we're going to help you. For example, let's say eco marketing again, which is you receive 90 plus qualified leads in 90 days. So in this case, that's the promise. Now, for your offer, you basically need to have a specific promise. Now, the mistake I see a lot of people doing is that they're like, hey, we're going to help you to get more sales, or we're going to help you to, grow your business, get more market awareness, grow your market shares. All that stuff sounds great, but it's not specific enough. It needs to be specific. The more specific this thing is, the better. So if I talk to like, let's say an accountant, let's say a real estate agent, and I tell them, hey, I'll help you to actually get 90 plus seller leads in 6 months, it's a lot better than saying, hey, I'll help you to close more deals. I'll help you to get more real estate deals. I'll help you to get more clients. I'll help you to grow your sales or grow your revenue. You need to figure out in your space, how I like to describe it in a way is basically there's like specific things that your market I would consider like a win. You basically need to figure out what it is. So in this case, at the top, you start with, okay, they want to increase revenue, but everybody wants to increase revenue. What's like that specific thing that they want to get, What's the specific wording that they're utilizing in order for them to describe that? Now, revenue is not enough, so you need to go deeper. So for a SaaS company, for example, it might be, hey, we're going to help you to increase MRR. Most SaaS companies, want to increase MRR. Most real estate agents wants to get seller leads. Most agencies want to get more higher paying retainer clients, for example. You see the difference between revenue and going deeper and going a layer deeper and being more specific. So the ideal outcome needs to be really specific, the problem as well. And then once you have the ideal outcome, which is the promise, let's say 90 leads, you need to have a time frame, which is 90 leads in 90 days, for example. So yeah, so pick a realistic time frame, something that's realistic both for you and the client. And yeah. Last thing, one of the last things is without any annoying pain points. So what you want to do is that you want to get rid of this problem, get them their ideal outcome without an annoying thing that comes, with getting the ideal outcome, So let's say I have an SEO offer, for example, and I help SaaS companies to actually get more results, get more traffic, and I help them to also maybe convert these prospects into actual leads by working on their landing page. So it will be both SEO and conversion optimization. Basically, I'm telling them, hey, I'm going to help you to get 90 plus demos, which is typically the stuff that they want, in 90 days without having to invest a single penny on Facebook ads, for example. Now I'm just throwing stuff out there for the example, but yeah. So in this case, without the annoying pain points, that comes with getting the ideal outcome. Then at the end, that's the main thing that most people are missing, is that they don't have any risk reversal. When you need to have some risk mitigation, because your prospect is going to ask themselves, okay, it sounds cool, I like your ideal outcome, but what if I don't get it? And you need to have something in there that's going to be there to reassure the prospect that if they don't accomplish the ideal outcome, there's basically some risk mitigation. So most of the time, people go for the typical stuff, which is, hey, we're going to help you to do X. If you don't do it, we'll basically give you your money back. Now, for agencies, that's not a guarantee that I would recommend, because you put all the work, you basically do a bunch of work, for a client. So I wouldn't recommend giving their money back. I'll just position it a little bit differently. What I'll do is basically do a working for free kind of guarantee, because people care more about actually getting the ideal outcome than getting their money back. The end goal with them investing into your solution is actually for you to deliver on the actual outcome that you promised. The best way for you to do that is basically to have a work for free guarantee. Now there's multiple types of guarantees. There's conditional guarantees, unconditional guarantees. I'd recommend going for a conditional guarantee. That one was hard. Basically, a conditional guarantee means that there are some conditions, to them actually getting the guarantee. So it's not just, okay, we just work for free if you're not satisfied. It's if you don't get 90 leads in 90 days, we work for free, for example. Unconditional would be, hey, if you're not satisfied after 30 days, get your money back, or we work for free, etc. in this case. So for agencies, B2B businesses, I'd recommend that you stick to a conditional in this case. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. And then when you really look at it, your offer needs to look like this. We specifically work with sub-niche, so you need to niche down. So we specifically work with CRM companies to help them to stop relying on organic traffic and get 50 plus demos per month in 90 days without having to invest in Facebook ads. Using the proprietary method is really just the name of your system. It needs to be something intriguing. So we can say using the X SEO method. And then risk reversal is, and if we don't get the actual results, we'll work for free until you do. So yeah, that's the ideal way of structuring your offer. And that's how you structure your offer as well. One more thing that's going to help to actually do it is the offer creation document. So again, for sticking around to the end, you're going to have this. Congratulations. You're one of the selected few. So go ahead and take that in order for you to be able to implement it. And you'll have a full guide basically on how to create your offer. You'll even have an example on how to do it and so on. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, if you're looking for an appointment setter, conversion growth expert, someone that can help you to book more calls, that can actually take care of your leads and work your pipeline, you can go ahead and book a call down below, and we'll basically find the perfect candidate for you. Again, all of our talents are pre-vetted. We're not like a placement agency. We're high-level marketplace for B2B businesses and appointment setters. So if you're interested and you want that, go ahead and book a call down below. Go ahead and snag your free gifts.